internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours in Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. This is going to open a lot of eyes. This is going to prove to you that since day one, Ripple has been the leader in this crypto ecosystem to bring fairness and combine the financial ecosystem, the internet of value, just like it was the internet back in the 2000s. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, because this video is going to be monumental, especially given that Trump is back in the office. Everything is getting shaken up and crypto is taking over the White House. Best believe the value of XRP is never going to go under $1 again. And our theory, our investigative work in regards to why the price of XRP is only going to go up without having significant retracements, because that is all due to utility and market participants, market makers, and this is just going to get crazy, okay? First of all, let's set the tone with a video clip by Chris Larson, and then we're going to get into a little document back from 2019 when Ripple tried to form their own organization to lead regulation in Washington, D.C. But I'm going to let Chris Larson take over. Listen very carefully, rewind if you have to, because I'm really going to break it down for you.
I think what's really important is that any digital asset to be valuable has to be serving an actual use case. It can't just be speculation. Obviously, a lot of the market today is really speculative. But we think over the long run, it's going to be that combination of deep liquidity, market makers, institutional bets being made. But very importantly, it has to have a use case. We think the use case for the XRP ledger and XRP, the digital asset, is really around initially reducing the cost of liquidity for cross-border payments. Long term, though, we think it's a key winner in this race to be another digital asset for the world for all kinds of use cases. So that's the way you see it. It's a long-term play, has to have value, can't just be a store of value for store of value's sake, has to actually have a use case, and that's how we see this evolving.
I mean, Chris Larson said it the best. If a digital asset is going to have real value, it must serve as an actual use case. Speculation, that's short-lived noise. But utility, that's the foundation for long-term dominance. And that is why I've been telling you guys that the longer it takes for XRP to start moving, the better for the whole ecosystem. And this is exactly why XRP isn't just another digital asset. And we have been preaching it since day one on this channel, because we've done the investigative research. We understand what we hold, and we understand that it will flip Bitcoin 100% given its utility and not being a speculative asset. Like this digital asset, XRP, is poised to take the crown. Let's talk about Bitcoin for a moment, right? Take a look at Bitcoin. Went from 30 cents to $96,000. I know it sounds absolutely crazy if you really think about it, 30 cents to 97,000, 99,000 with actual no real world use case. So just think about that for a moment. They call Bitcoin the crypto king, right? Wrong. Bitcoin is entirely speculative, and I hold Bitcoin. I'm bullish short term for Bitcoin, but in the long run, Bitcoin will have a fatal ending. Bitcoin is slow. It's energy hungry. And its original vision of being a global payment system, it's gone. It's glorified as store of value with, 1 million Bitcoin locked up by an unknown creator called Satoshi. And let's not even get started on Ethereum, clogged up networks, unpredictable gas fees, and scalability issues. I'm not going to get into detail. But now when you compare those digital assets to XRP. It's scalable, it's carbon neutral, which already takes the crown, and it's lightning fast. But here's the kicker. Its utility isn't just some far off dream. It's here and it's here now. For over 10 years, Ripple has been building the infrastructure, securing the partnerships, and solving real world problems in cross-border payments. While others talked, Ripple acted, and now with institutional adoption ramping up, the stage is set for XRP to go parabolic. And let me just play you this video montage of individuals from Citibank, individuals from the BIS Innovation Hub, and also from Ripple. Now, when you combine all this together, you could kind of print a little bit of the picture, okay? You have a little bits of the puzzle. And if you're new to my channel, I highly recommend you go watch my previous videos. There is so much information out there that this one video is not going to do justice. So now let's listen to this briefly.
But our clients don't want a Citi token or another bank token. What they want is cross-bank, cross-border liquidity.
We network with the Fed and other banks. Like, clients don't want, individual bank tokens. They want multi-token, multi-border liquidity for added efficiencies.
If you think about the number of different currencies and how much liquidity needs to be available to make those transactions, it becomes less and less efficient.
And liquidity is sort of the secret sauce to making that work.
Because there simply often isn't enough liquidity there. And when I say liquidity, what I mean is depth of the market. Because there simply often isn't enough liquidity there. And when I say liquidity, what I mean is depth of the market. It means that if I want to now send 100 Swiss francs, maybe I'll find 100 Swiss francs for pounds. Maybe I'll find a counterparty. But if I'm going to send 100 million, I may not find a counterparty. So there isn't enough liquidity, maybe, between Swiss francs and pounds for me to send $100 million every day. But there may be more liquidity if we pool all of our liquidity into one type of currency. Once you pool all that liquidity, you can create more efficient pricing structure.
We think the use case for the XRP ledger and XRP, the digital asset, is really around initially reducing the cost of liquidity for cross-border payments. Long term, though, we think it's a key winner in this race to be another digital asset for the world for all kinds of use cases. So that's the way you see it. It's a long-term play, has to have value, can't just be a store of value for store of value's sake, has to actually have a use case, and that's how we see this evolving.
And Chris Larson nailed it, right? Deep liquidity is the game changer. And you heard JP Morgan talking about having depth in the market. XRP isn't just built to move payments, it's built to move massive payments. And here's why this is crucial. As XRP's liquidity grows, okay, and remember, when we talk about liquidity is pretty much market capitalization. And when we go to the ecosystem right now, the market capitalization for Bitcoin is $2 trillion. The market capitalization for XRP is $85 billion, but that's pretty a pool of liquidity, and that's how we should be looking at it. So the liquidity pool here is infinite as it scales. So $1 trillion market cap for XRP is going to happen 100%. And if you don't like the fact that I say $1 trillion is going to happen 100%, you could honestly F off, because you are so clueless. If you're going to sit there and dispute the facts that I'm stating, instead of actually taking action and investing into crypto, it blows my mind, okay? But all that aside, when XRP's market cap goes over $1 trillion, that's only going to be the starting point. And that's the pool of liquidity. That's what creates the depth in the market. Very, very important for you guys to understand that. And so as we were saying, right, Chris Larson nailed it. And it's very crucial for liquidity in this ecosystem to be not fragmented. And institutions like Santander, SBI, and Bank of America, didn't join RippleNet for fun. They joined because XRP solves problems no other asset can. And that is why I always play this at the end of the video. Remember what Brad Garlinghouse says here.
RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough.
And remember what I said about having the fiat to fiat on ramps, and then you slowly transition. It's like a building block. It's all in front of our faces. And watch what XRP does. It's already playing out perfectly. As I said, you should not see significant drawbacks in XRP right now besides just going up. And this ecosystem is getting ready to blow up. And here's the wake-up call for all the doubters. When XRP's price starts to rise, and it already has, and you're already buying at higher prices when you could bought it a lot cheaper, you know, it's not just gonna moon and crash back down like a speculative asset. Bitcoin is having $10,000 pullbacks on a daily basis. Why? Because XRP's utility anchors in its value. Okay, let me repeat that so you guys really understand and let it marinate, okay? XRP's true utility anchors its value. So once institutions fully adopt XRP for on-demand liquidity, there is no going back. Every dollar, every payment flowing through the system pushes XRP higher, okay? And it's creating its place as the global bridge currency. And let's be real, Ripple, you guys, and I'll make it even more obvious in a moment, Ripple's been playing 4D chess while the rest of the crypto world has been playing checkers. 10 years of laying down the groundwork, fighting regulatory battles, and making deals behind closed doors. Meanwhile, people are yelling, XRP's a scam. Guess what? Those same people will be FOMOing at $100, but probably not, because why would they ever do that? In my opinion, a lot of people are going to get mentally messed up in their head because they saw the opportunity, they didn't take action, they weren't bullish enough. And you guys know, in the past couple of, I would say less than 2 months, I have really picked up my bullishness just because it all falls in line with the agenda that we have been following from the IMF, the BIS Innovation Hub, the World Bank. The list goes on and on, right? The WEF. It was all in the agenda, all these implementations, all these rollouts, right? It was all there, but the information was not easy to sit and watch through hours of panels, etc., etc. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But listen, now with institutions coming on board, I'm talking about central banks, I'm talking payment providers, fintech giants. XRP's utility is about to explode. We're talking liquidity corridors across continents, real-time settlement of trillions, and a future where the global economy relies on XRP to be the bridge value seamlessly. Very important for you guys to understand that, you know, it's truly a blessing to be a part of this. And everybody that has been accumulating for the past years, the moment is now. And I know it sounds too good to be true, but trust me, it is not too good to be true. It's actually happening. And the only way this takes a downturn, I've said this before, is if we have a nuclear war or a major war breaks out or something dramatic happens. But the thing is, we're on the cusp of trillions are about to flood into this ecosystem. And I cannot stress enough how fast people are going to get priced out. They're going to come into this ecosystem. They're going to see XRP at $3. They're going to see Cardano at $3. They're going to see Solana at $340. They're going to see Bitcoin at $105,000. They're going to see Avalanche at, $60, $80. And they're not going to know what to buy. They're not going to know what to invest into. They already are going to get limited amounts of coins now. And guess what? They're going to be chasing us for years to come. And they're going to be accumulating at $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12 per XRP. And that's if they even are, if they're bullish on XRP. And at this point, like I've said in my previous video, it feels awful for all of us that have been accumulating to be buying it at these prices. So can you imagine what it feels for those individuals, right? So before we end off the video, listen to this important aspect. And I remember I said they created a coalition where I couldn't find it, but this is called the SAIV Coalition, Securing America's Internet of Value. They started this, but they didn't go through with it. because right after they started this, oh my goodness, I just kind of putting two and two together. Right after they started this, they actually got sued by the SEC. And I just thought about this as I'm recording this video, so I can't go in depth. But 2019 is when they kind of started making it more public. And here we have a little press release of the SIIV coalition, Securing America's Internet of Value. If you take a look at the bottom here, where it says the Internet of Value will have the same dramatic economic and social benefits of IP did for data and the shipping container did for goods. America, listen to this. This is back when everybody was fighting for a regulation, but when I say everybody, it was only just Ripple, okay? America has the opportunity to lead this global transformation, and it starts with our policymakers, said Chris Larson. Wow. Guys, my brain is just going crazy right now, because think about how they tried to pretty much kind of overtake the SEC in a manner. And what I mean by that is they created this coalition trying to bring clarity to crypto and with policymakers. And Ripple was leading it with Chris Larson. So think about it now. I never covered this. I'm just thinking about this right now. This is just, I got the tinfoil hat just landed on my head, okay? But we know the real reason. We did a lot of investigations into this whole Ripple case versus the SEC. There's a lot to it. But wow, this is just absolutely crazy that, they said America has the opportunity, and remember what Trump said this year, right? We want to lead. We want to lead in this. America has the opportunity to lead this global transformation, and it starts with our policymakers, Chris Larson said. As these new technologies grow, blockchain and digital asset protocols consistent with America's long-term interests should be treated equally to those dominated by the foreign jurisdictions.
I mean, I literally think the number one issue to move the industry forward is that regulatory clarity on a global scale. I know that the FSC here in Korea is looking at some rules that apparently will be evaluated in the first half of 2025. Certainly the U.S. seeing legislative movement there. But I think what's holding back the unlock in a lot of places is if we don't have regulatory clarity, you're going to continue to have financial institutions that are afraid to do this. And when that fear exists, they can't lean in aggressively. And so I'm very optimistic. Look, I'm more optimistic now about the next 5 years of crypto than I've ever been.
So it was a battle since day one, and the corruptness will come out. But at the end of the day, everybody that has been on this journey, you guys know since day one that we said this SEC versus Ripple case is much bigger than XRP just being a security. That's not what it was. There was more to it. There's black ties behind Gary Gensler, behind the SEC that we're never going to see. It's much bigger than you think. Remember what I said also in my previous video. Why was Ripple and its digital asset XRP the most heavily pursued by regulators? It makes absolutely no sense, right? It makes absolutely no sense. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What Chris Larson said, let that marinate. If you need to go listen to it again, listen to it again. But that's very important. Understand speculative assets versus utility assets, and understand that the fact that XRP's value is doing exactly as the perfect stairway to heaven in terms of scaling the system, in terms of creating that foundation of liquidity and market depth. Very important. And if you guys haven't already, it's going to end Saturday. And what is that? It is the XRP pendant. Link is in the description down below. This is going to have the value of XRP and the date of purchase. So if you purchase it today, it'll say November 27th, and the value of XRP right now is $1.49. And when we look back on this 5 years from now, when XRP is handsomely trading at double digits, triple digits, this is going to bring back monumental memories of our journey. Because at the end of the day, you and I both know 10 years from now, we may not be in touch. I don't think I will be. I'm 99% sure in 10 years from now, I will not be making videos. But again, I want to leave something with you guys. This will bring back a lot of memories. This is completely designed by myself, 24 Hours Crypto, okay? It was hand-drawn. We molded it. It was created. We went back and forth with multiple defects when we first started this. Incredible story to it. But the link is in the description down below. This will never, ever come back. Okay, once after we put this last batch order, it will never come back because I'm not going to be shipping out pendants when the price of XRP is at $5, $6, $7 because I'm going to have, like yourself, we're going to have much better things to do. Okay, so the journey was a heck of a journey, guys. We're coming to an end of uncertainty and full scalability, and we're really going to see what we've been waiting for this whole time. Okay, so the link is in the description down below. And please note that they're all going to be shipped out. Okay, please do not email asking when it's going to get shipped. As soon as they get shipped, you're going to get the tracking numbers. Okay, and people got this back in 2021. Here's a screenshot of it. And you'll get it just before, okay, January 2025. So it's less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. These all should be ready and being sent out. And there's going to be some extra stuff in there as well, okay? You guys will see when you guys open it. It's not going to just, I'll surprise you guys with something else as well. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, and again, this goes for anybody else that previously ordered it as well. You guys will get something else in the package as well, because this is going to be our pretty much final, we're going to shut down the store in like weeks, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will be back with another video.
With the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.